Baseball saying a bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast. Big sexy Luke Hughes.
Going back. This ball's back and gone in his first major league at bat. Luke Hughes hits a home run. What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Bloop and a Blast podcast. My name is Big Sexy. I am the Bloop. Although Hughesy might be the Bloop, he's having his phone charging issues there. I can hear you, mate. Little boom, boom, boom.
I've just unplugged it. So hopefully we get through. I've got about 50% battery. So
I apologise, mate. I couldn't help myself. I've gone red. I was loving that. I could hear it in the intro. How are you, mate? What's been going on? There's been plenty of baseball happening.
So much baseball happening, right? It's the best time of year, October. Playoffs, so much to talk about, and I'm sure we'll dive into it. Huge news in the works for us with a big announcement of what our prize is going to be for our 1,000th follower, but we will just tease you a little bit and bring it at the end.
Oh, end of the episode. Okay. I don't even know this. We just jumped straight into the episode when we're recording. So I'm super excited, but I'm guessing if you've clicked on this episode, if you've hit listen or watch or something like that, whether you're watching it on YouTube, at Blue Blast Podcast on YouTube, or following along on Spotify, we appreciate you. But you'd know, we've got a guest. It's Coen Wynne. All right, so we're going to throw to our episode with Coen Wynne right now. Here we go. We've got Coen Wynne on Bloop and a Blast podcast, mate. We appreciate you so much for jumping on. Thanks for giving us your time to have a bit of a yarn with us. You know, it's got to be a bit of a letdown. Yeah.
No, thanks for having me, guys. It's good listening along, you know, and I'm really happy to be here and talk with you guys.
Honest thoughts on the podcast. Go. Honest thoughts. What can we improve? What can we improve on? What do we do good?
No, I think you guys do a great job in terms of just bringing eyes. I think the short form videos are great in terms of trying to get it out. I think just trying to get as many people sharing the post and get as many eyes on it as possible, because I think it's good content.
Oh, thanks, mate. I mean, that's so just so you know, as soon as we stop recording here tonight, that's Luke's part done. He just shows up, you know. So the rest, so all the good stuff, that's all I do. So thanks, Coen. I knew we were going to be mates, but that's all right. That's good. Hey, mate, you've had a massive sort of like 12 months, I guess. I mean, we can go back and probably longer, but like looking back, like big year in the ABL for you, and then of course moving into the KBO with the LG Twins. Talk to us quickly about that. Like, let's talk about the KBO stuff. I want to rip that Band-Aid right off, because that's cool as hell. And like, just how different was it? What was the experience like for you going over there to play that?
I think the biggest thing for me, and the difference between what I had experienced in baseball and what I got to experience over there, was just the amount of, you know, like resources and the amount of coaching staff and personnel and the scope of how big everything is over there. Really wasn't something I had experienced before. So I think getting to go over there and be a part of a really professional and really well-run organization where, you know, they're packing out 24,000 fans, you know, on a Wednesday night in Seoul. Wow. And then, you know, going on the road and just seeing how everything runs so smoothly and everything's operated so well. It's really cool, and something that I hadn't experienced before. And it's something that I'd love to get over there and do again.
Mate, how did it all come about? Like, obviously you were throwing, were you pitching in winter baseball? Like, talk us through the timeline and how it all kind of come about. Yeah,
so we had just finished off the New South Wales State League season. And, you know, I'd been in touch with the Twins and went over for spring training earlier in the year. But, you know, after that, it'd been a bit quiet. And they were maybe a month into the season, and we had just wrapped up, and, you know, we just lost the grand final in State League. Maybe 2 weeks later, they call me up out of the blue and say, hey, one of our imports, Eli Hernandez, has gone down with a torn quad, which was news to me, because the night before he was involved in a combined no-hitter, 10 game.
Yeah, right.
And then so I ended up flying over the next week and kind of just went straight into it. They needed someone to fill some innings. And with him being out for, I think, a minimum of 6 weeks, they were allowed to bring in another import. So they kind of said, well, it's a great chance for us to kind of test the waters with how you go over here. And the next thing, you know, I was on a plane to Seoul and thrown in the KBO.
It's wild, mate. It's wild. Were you still throwing after the season, or were you like just shut it down for a week or two?
I had pretty close to shut it down, kind of just, rolling it over 2 or 3 times a week and really low effort, low volume. Just because I'm not a huge guy who's just going to take months and months away from the game. I'm more of a guy who's going to keep doing a little bit of work throughout the whole year, just so it's not that huge climbing back to throwing. It's something that I'm kind of just rolling over constantly. But definitely the on ramp was really quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get to that level of competition. But
talk about the ups and downs. Like you've just come back from obviously like a crazy season with the Blue Sox. You come back to State League and in the final and unfortunately lose that. I mean, the boys must have just been like, oh man, this has been a rough year. But hang on a minute, right around the corner, you're going to Seoul. And now you're in front of 24,000 fans. I mean, man, that must have just been like an absolute head trip. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's, kind of getting that bridesmaid syndrome, always a bridesmaid, never the bride, going down so close every time. But then very lucky, very blessed to have that opportunity and a great connection with the twins, and going over there and getting to showcase my stuff over there is so important and so special to me.
How many?
Obviously, sorry, you go, mate.
I was just going to say, sorry. I'm going to throw this out there. How many guys do you reckon we're going to see in the league next year? This is for both years. Get the offer out there.
Personally, and this is probably definitely coming from a spot of bias, but knowing that they're probably not going to take people from the minor leagues in Japan, and I don't think the Taiwanese league is as strong. I see no reason why there isn't 10 Aussies in the KBO next year.
Wow.
You look through just the people that we have who are eligible to go and do this, like you look through guys like Hawley and Rickson and Whitey and any of the Wells boys and Perkins, like we have a great team who go and compete at an exceptionally high level at these international tournaments. There's no reason why 10 guys from that Australian team can't go and be 10 guys in the KBO.
Do you think there's a spot for an ex-big leaguer, ex-ABL home run king, Luke Hughes? Do you reckon he could get a few deep pinch hits?
There's one thing I know about Korea. They love the long ball and they love ex-big leaguers.
Yeah, right. Hughesy, what are we doing?
Do you know what?
Strap it back on, mate. Let's go.
I took 3 swings last Thursday night in between one of the boys' rounds. I just jumped in there. I capped one off the end and rang through my hands, and it reminded me why I don't want to hit a baseball anymore. And yeah, that's it, mate. No, I've got a better chance just sitting here on a really average podcast.
You haven't been hitting fungo, Hughesy? You haven't been.
I don't hit fungos. I don't hit fungos, mate.
Coen, Hughesy sits at the home plate, and he gets a bloke to just pop up like little T-ball soft toss pop-ups with a fungo, and he just drills line drive, like not line drives, but like good BP fungo. You're just like, yeah, you beauty. It's amazing. I've never seen it. Someone just feeds him from the side and he's just like, yeah, here you go. Yeah, here you go. Here you go.
I can't do it this year yet because we're on this backfield. We're still waiting for our AstroTurf field to be handed back to us, which is coming in 2 weeks. And I'm telling you right now, those boys do not know what's coming at them. So I'll be looking forward to breaking that in. But back to Coen. So you 10 guys would be unbelievable for our Australian team to get that type of experience and exposure and to be able to play and obviously fill up those rosters, which would be great. It's something that, has never happened before. We haven't had the opportunity to send guys. I mean, you as, a person now, like what do you do work-wise? Like how would that set up? How do you see that evolving for all the guys that are potentially going to have an opportunity to go over the next year?
No, I definitely see that. I think with these positions up for grabs, I think the ABL is going to get a whole lot more competitive in terms of individuals. And I think as Australians, we're never going to have a problem with buying in, being great teammates. I think that's kind of something that comes intrinsically to Australians, is being great teammates and being around the boys and the lads and just being great in those settings. But I think there's going to be a lot more competition in individual stats and batting average and RBIs and home runs and strikeouts and innings pitched. Who can be the real workhorse in a short season, show these guys what they can do. I think the work rate is about to go through the roof in the ABL because there's going to be 10 guys, or there's 10 spots for 40 guys to go out there and say, I want this spot and here's what I can do. And I'm going to show you in this 10-week sprint that I can do it over 144 games over there.
And what's the timeline look like for this, mate? When would you guys possibly find out that you might have a spot? Is there a draft? Can you talk to us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I think from everything that I know, it's kind of like an individual scouting thing. So there's not going to be a draft system. There's no pool of players. It's, the KBO teams are going to send their scouting team out and about, and they've been through, Taiwan, Japan, throughout the season. And I see every possibility that there's going to be 10 KBO scouts at the majority of the ABL games through the first half of the season. I see a timeline kind of being somewhere before the new year, trying to lock those things down, because knowing that the clubs try and prep everything for spring training starting in February, I don't think they want to keep it too late for those guys. I think if they want to lock those guys in, then I think if they can get it done before the new year, then that's probably best for business in terms of baseball wise.
Well, we saw this last year with Maramando. Was it Maramando that basically was pitching for Melbourne, who, getting a good contract there, I'm sure, and then had the opportunity to go to Korea to make like 400K or something stupid, who knows? But it was like good money, and it's like, well, hey, sorry, man, I got to cut it short. That's right, wasn't it, Luke? That's what happened. Was it Sean? It was Coen. It was Sean Maramando.
Yeah, I'm sure it was Marimando, and I think it was with Taiwan.
Oh, it was Taiwan.
Back in the
Taiwan.
CPBL.
Yeah. Okay.
But Sean has a good history in the CPBL playing, I think, with the brothers. He went there and put up insane numbers, and then bounced over to Korea or Japan after that. And what a talent that guy is. To be honest.
You should
Real threat with the aces.
You should be hosting this podcast, mate. You're doing great. What I want to know too, though, and this adds to that timeline, right? So how does it look as a guy that needs to first of all, you need to get ready for the ABL. Then you need to get ready for a whole nother season. And then you've got WBC after that. Where's the downtime? How does that work out in a year cycle of just like getting yourself into peak performance?
I definitely think, when I came back from my little stint in the KBO, I didn't play winter ball. I know Sydney has a really good winter competition, and I try to stay away from that and give myself that enough downtime and trying to peak back up for the state league to start up, and then roll in really strong and be hitting my peak when the ABL comes around is hopefully the plan in a couple of weeks. But I think trying to find that balance point with workload, I think, especially in Sydney where we can play all year round, and I'm sure the same with up in Brisbane. I don't know what the winter league's like there. I know Melbourne has a pretty good winter league. Trying to find that balance point is pretty tough, but I know that I made a decision to take that winter period off so I can kind of roll into the things coming up like the ABL and the WBC and possibly next year in the KBO. Just making sure that I take concerted effort to give myself that downtime, because I know from November onwards, you don't have time to be.
You've got 11 months worth of baseball ahead of you, mate. It's exciting, right? And I wish you the best, mate. And we'll be watching really closely, and we're talking about it, I think, a lot more now. And every time we get someone on here, it's like that question. And most, like, same with Rickson last week. He has obviously aspirations to get over there too, and what he's doing, and he's got himself in shape. And I think all these guys understand the opportunity that sits in front of them too, right? So been playing in the ABL. Obviously, the Aces boys are doing something different. They're over there, and I think Korea this week. It's going to be really exciting. Hopefully, mate, I'd love to see 10 Aussies over there. It'd be great for the game in Australia and the exposure that we'll get there. But, you brought up the ABL and the Sydney Blue Sox, mate. Like, how's that all shaping up for you? And obviously Brooks back again. Team's looking good. I see there's been some announcements of some players coming in, and it looks like you guys are, heading in the right direction.
No, I think this year is going to be really exciting. I think, we're bringing a fairly similar group. We have that. We're kind of trying to build that young core and that Australian core that you see successful teams in the past, like, Melbourne, who have just a ton of great Australian talent, or going back further, Brisbane, who had that amazing Australian core. We're trying
back further, and the Perth Heat, who actually kicked it all off, mate. You can go as far back as that if you want.
Wow. I'm sorry about him, Coen. Sorry, man.
Oh, you're okay.
You can leave with that next time. That's all right.
He usually gets hot early.
Yeah, he's hot. He's ready to go.
Looking at those teams that really had a lot of success there, and they had that Australian core, I think we're trying to do the same. We're bringing back, Wells and myself and Joe Stevens and Jalen Ray and Harry Fullerton, and bringing back those guys, those stalwarts, or hopefully a stalwart for the future, Landon Barraza, who came through and had an unreal year with us. I think we're doing great. We're under the management of Brooke, who is a great leader, who rallies the boys really well and pushes us in the right direction and challenges us to play the game aggressively and in the right way. And, a lot of the same, because last year was so successful. I think as a franchise and an organization and a team, I think we had a lot of success last year. And, for lack of a better term, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
We will make adjustments and we will get some more key pieces in there to help us push and do a little bit more and do a little bit better than we did last year. But I think getting that core cycling through year after year, season after season is what's going to push Sydney from maybe being at the bottom end of the table for the last 3, 4, 5 years to kind of pushing, hopefully flipping the script and being a top dog and a front runner in the league for the next 4 or 5.
At least you can't be a bottom feeder. There's only 4 teams in the comp, mate. So there's a good chance you'll be out in top 4. But I'm on fire tonight. I've only had a couple of
I'm going to give you this.
I want better. Be better.
Just be better, Luke.
No, like it is exciting for you guys. You start mentioning those names, mate, and the moment you guys get them back year on year, it continues to build the chemistry, and you just know what everyone can do, and you know what it's all about and stuff like that too. And it's exciting to see Sydney turn the page a little bit there and show, like last year, so close, right? Obviously to get through to that championship series, and that would have been obviously a little bit disappointing as a group. And I know Brooke would have not handled it too well, mate. But, fresh year, new owner coming in. Have you had much to do with the new owner, mate, or the group or the boys that have come now to be in charge?
Yeah, so I've had the chance to meet with Cole in person and, with Stu Scott over the phone and in person as well. And being as much as a player can be, I'm kind of nosy and I want to know what's happening and I want to be involved and I should around as much as I can, so I kind of pester Stu a little bit and call him up or send him messages and get on him as much as I can without, him saying, "Oh, I've had enough here." So just try and be involved with that. But I think they're a great team. I know they have the right mindset and framework for us to continue to grow. I think that our last owners did a great job in terms of lifting the brand from where it was with the owner before. And I think, the Black Belt Sports Group are looking to build even further on that in Sydney and in the ABL as a whole.
Yeah. I just want to go back quickly. I mean, and Hughesy kind of jumped the gun a bit, which is classic Hughesy. But going back to your first season with Brooke, I mean, it must have been a funky sort of a thing. Hey, we've got this new guy coming in, not really sure about him. We've heard about him previously, but now we're 12 months removed from that. We've gone through the process, and obviously it was a great success. What's that look like now? You go, okay, we know what we're going to get with Brooke. I mean, he's got to be one hell of a guy to want to get out there and strap it on for, right? Like I know we spoke to him a couple of times, and I was like, man, I love this guy. Like I want to play for him. You know what I mean? And he's not going to coach my Resi's team, but it must be exciting coming into this season, knowing that you've got the skipper at the helm now that you're 12 months removed from that first sort of experience with it.
No, I think for sure, Brooke is one of those guys who, for lack of a better term, again, is a bit of a cult leader. He really rallies the guys and he really can bring us together and give us that same mindset that you need. All the guys pulling from the same side of the rope. We kind of create that pack mentality, which we really want to go and build on. And he's one hell of a guy who, like I said, he plays the game aggressive, which he's willing to go out there and do those things and play the game a certain way, really kind of feeds through the playing group, knowing that we're going to put pressure on and we're going to run the bases hard and we're going to attack the zone and attack it is. It's great from a player's point of view, knowing that he's as hungry and he's as dedicated and he's as aggressive as we are and as we want to be on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting years. And as Hughesy touched on, like it's, the new owners there at Sydney, they obviously also own Perth Heat. They're well invested in the league. It's exciting. It's quite a good time. Not a lot of changes on the roster for Sydney. I mean, man, I've said it for a bit. Hughesy's back in the Bandits, right? As if you don't, though, right? Like they're paying 90 cents to win it all, right? Nice one, Luke. But hey, I mean, look, you've got Sydney there. They come out and won the minor premiership last year. Finals didn't really go the way that you guys wanted or expected, I guess. Was there much of a debrief at the end of last season to talk about that, to go, hey, is it a thing now that you think maybe, we've been there, we've experienced that now, we have a bit better of an understanding of what to get to next year? Is that sort of the vibe?
I think it's definitely something you can look at, and there is like an old adage in sport that you got to lose one to win one. And you go back and look at it in the AFL before the Brisbane have won two, they lost one, and before the Panthers won four, they lost one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we even got there, but I think feeling that defeat and that kind of crushing moment, knowing that we had such a great season and we got a little derailed, I think we had Austin Murr hitting above 350, go down with an oblique and ended up going home. And Brendan Ryan, our centre fielder, was dealing with some shoulder issues, really hampering his swing a little bit. And then we lose our big Japanese guys, who we had three guys, two of them played in the big leagues all year in Japan.
Wow.
We kind of got the wind taken out of ourselves a little bit, and we kind of continued fighting, but maybe weren't as strong at the finish as we were at the start. And that kind of, you match that with a Canberra team that's coming off a great high of sneaking in after a great series up in Brisbane, and then just absolutely hitting the ground running in the finals and going on and sweeping
it all. Yeah.
it all.
Yeah. Canberra pulled off one of the greatest Stephen Bradburys ever. Even more impressive than Bradbury himself.
Was it more impressive than the Broncos over the last couple of weeks? That was pretty special.
Nah, Brisbane suck. We all hate Brisbane.
Brisbane's won everything.
Yeah, no one cares about Brisbane.
They'll win the ABL too. Watch this. All of a sudden they'll hold it all. Oh.
I've been thinking that, man. I'm like, here we go. Brisbane's going to win it all. It's interesting though. You say that, right? Like you had the wind taken out of your sails and that, and I love the mentality with the Blue Sox too, because it seems like a young crew, and you guys are just hungry, and Brooks hungry, and it's just like, let's go get them. Because I'll be honest with you, and we said it on the podcast earlier in last year, that like it was almost like you were waiting for this Sydney team, this Cinderella story, the start of the season, to sort of have a bit of a fall away, but it just didn't, right? Like it was like, oh, here we go, Sydney. Oh, they won. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, they're minor premiers. Damn. All right. Well, there you go. Like, and it was cool. Like it was like, from watching the league, you're like, oh, here we go. They're off to a hot start, but let's see what happens when they get to round 4 or 5. Didn't matter, mate. Like you guys just kept charging through. So it's going to be an exciting year this year, and hopefully, mate, hopefully you can go one better. And put it to this way. Canberra's not in the league, so they won't be there to beat you in the finals. You had a dig earlier, Luke. Come on now. Let's move on. Obviously, there's also some exciting things coming up at the end of this ABL season, and that's the WBC. I mean, man, that has to be. It's got to be something on your calendar that you'd circle to go, all right, let's make sure we're ready for this. I mean, how do you feel, with your chances of progressing into that WBC roster?
I think I'd like to think I'm a good chance, but at the end of the day, what you've done previously doesn't really matter. I think we're lucky enough to have a league in this country, and I think also the strength of the Melbourne team, even though they're not in the league this year, the strength of what they're going to go out and do, and the strength of the team that they have, it's always going to be a bit of a dogfight to make that Australian team, and I think I like it that way. I don't want to be, gifted anything. I want to earn it. I want to work hard for it. I want to deserve it. And I think doing my absolute best to fight through this season and showcase what I can do and help, first of all, help the Blue Sox win as many games as possible. And second of all, win a championship if we can, and then play for my country would be the absolute cherry on top. I think playing for your country, and I think Husey will get this, it's addictive, and it's that feeling and it's that rush that really comes through you, and you get a bit of white line fever, and you get out there, and it's just one of the best things I think I've ever been able to do, and I'll do whatever I can to do that again.
It's the ability to, like, when you travel, you go away and you have like that week or 10 days before the tournament starts, and you get the opportunity to catch up with the boys that you haven't had the opportunity to catch up with for a while. Everyone hangs out together. You do everything together. It's a special time coming together. And I say it's been my most memorable part of playing the game is representing Australia, because that's the coolest time. And then when it comes to an end, it's just like the biggest down, and you all travel back to where you're going to. And then you don't get to hang out with the boys every day. It's such a special time. And the people like yourself who had the opportunity to to do it. Like you just want more and more, right? And you just want to keep going back and keep building on those friendships. And when you get the opportunity to play against each other throughout the ABL season, you go from being a teammate into being competitors, and then you finish the game and you're back to being best buds. It's a really cool opportunity, mate. And the team, looking at it, you're saying the strength of it. I think, heading into WBC next year, it is going to be highly competitive, both sides, offensive and with the pitching side of things too, mate. It'd be really interesting to see how, things progress with Hendricks. How's that going to look like? I'd love to see Hendricks wear Aussie uniform. I know you would too, mate. I would love to see that. I know he had surgery again, but from all reports, it's only a short rehab. So that's going to be great for him. Hopefully he can get over there. I don't know if he will or not, but having the opportunity, hopefully get Meaty, Bazana together. It must be exciting as you are a Team Australian member now, mate. I know you say that you obviously got to make the team, but for me, you've solidified your spot on that team, mate, and in that bullpen, or if you end up starting, mate. So I guess for me, like what's the biggest hurdle for Team Australia moving into the WBC? And I know coming up against some tough teams, and Rickson spoke about it last week, but what do you see as a big number one hurdle?
I think, going to be the biggest hurdle for us is, and I think we had it in spades in the Classic, and we had a couple of knocks in the Premier 12 that really kind of shook the confidence a little bit, I think. But I think if we just go through with as much confidence as we can have and play the game with confidence and know that the chips will fall our way when you play with, that Australian spirit. As cliche and as corny as it sounds, that Australianism between us all, playing as one great team, knowing that some other teams out there are playing for themselves and playing for, a bit of individual reasons, where there's absolutely none of that on the Australian team that I've been a part, any of the Australian teams I've been a part of. I think we go out there and we play with confidence, we play with gusto, and we play with our spirit, and as one unit, we can really start to upset those teams and knock them over and get on a roll. And I think the last thing anybody in those tournaments needs is a hot Australian team on a roll, because we're going to be really dangerous. But yeah, I think that's what we need. And like I said, I think sometimes when in the Premier 12, one thing maybe doesn't quite fall our way and we kind of not take a step back, we kind of freeze for a second. But once we get that momentum going, then we're a really dangerous team.
That's exciting, mate. It's something that will continue to build over the next few months, and like looking at that pitching staff, looking at that offense, I keep saying that the competition, as you said as well, it's going to drive the best out of every player too, right? They know they need to come out and play well in the ABL to be selected on that team, mate. So, no, it's special, mate. Sexy, you got anything? I know you do.
No, I just when you said playing for Australia is addictive, like that's a quote for me. I love that. That's cool as hell. I never got the chance to do it. So like hearing it from you guys and the way you guys talk about it, like that's sick. That's really, really cool. So I'm happy, man. I got nothing. I mean, we made some jokes at Canberra and Melbourne, incidentally. So it happened. No, I'm joking. I'm being silly now. But yeah, no. Look, yeah. What do you want to say?
Can I jump back into Sydney just a little bit, mate? And, you mentioned it's only a couple of weeks away. How's, I guess, the training? When are the boys coming in? What's the timeline look like with the full squad coming together? I know it's been a little bit quiet in the ABL front for the most part over the last few weeks. Like, what's the team looking like, with all the logistics and when the players are coming in?
That's a really good question, mate. I'll be honest with you. I think that's something maybe that is still a little bit in the dark. I think we're kind of waiting for that. All right, guys, like the reins are off. Go and this is the day we're kicking it off and everyone's going to be here and let's just get to work. I think right now we got to be professional enough to kind of do it on our own. Unfortunately, we can't have, Brooke holding our hand the whole time. I think right now we've got to be individuals. We got to know what we need to do. We got to take a look in the mirror and say, okay, last year, this is what it was. What can we do to better ourselves by ourselves and make sure that when we get into the first, real training session, the first real having the boys around each other, that we don't need to take that look in the mirror. We don't need to have that find ourselves moment before we just go. Do it beforehand. get ready beforehand. When the time comes, we're all going to be together. We'll all be together and go, and it'll all be all engines blazing. And right now, it's kind of just how it is.
It's funny you say that because I have that mentality with club baseball. And I know it's club baseball, it's different, right? But I always like short pre-seasons because like you build up real quick, everyone's excited. And if you draw it out too long, it starts to fall off. So I've never minded the way that ABL's operated with, the boys coming in just before, being able to gel as a team has to happen fast. I know Brooke's really good at that. And it sounds like you've taken a huge step forward within the leadership group, mate. I can see that you're one of those guys that wants to be at the front of that, which is great to see it for Sydney. But I don't have a problem with that, right? It's just like, as you said, do your thing, be ready. So when the bell rings, we're good to go, right? Everyone knows how to bunt. Everyone knows how to field a bunt. Everyone knows the first and third, right? It's quite simple at the level that you guys play at. You don't need to be together too long. The only thing is you got to make sure you gel together as a group quickly, right? And you said earlier as well, which I think has been great. You got that Australian core there now that continue to build on that. And it's what you guys want to build within the culture piece in the clubhouse is special. And I think that you guys are heading in the right direction.
No, I think, like you said, everyone knows what they need to do. Everyone knows at this level how to play the game. We get together, we figure out, we maybe lay some ground rules and say, this is our expectations for the year. And we go. I think the last few years we've had the privilege of being close to Canberra and playing in a preseason series against them. This year's going to be a bit different. We'll play some inter-squad games or maybe run up a state league all-star game, whatever we've got to do, but we'll be ready. I think the game doesn't change. The bases don't move. The mound's not going anywhere. Get ready on your own and be ready when time comes.
Hey, if you have taken a bit of a leadership role in that Sydney Blue Sox team, could you just look after the young bloke from Lismore for me, please, Tal? Could you just look after him for me? We played on a couple of teams together. I coached him when he was a kid, but just make sure he's all right, okay? Make sure he doesn't do anything stupid, okay?
Don't worry, I'll look after him, mate.
Yeah, good stuff. Look, Coen, we appreciate your time, mate. We love having you on the show here, and it was funny last year. There's so many people that were like, oh, we want to get this guy on. We want to get this guy on. We want to get this guy on. And it was just now we're finally getting to it, right? So we really appreciate you for jumping on with us, mate. And all the best for this season. All the best for WBC. And, of course, all the best for, hopefully, KBO and what this next 12-month period brings you, mate. We really appreciate you jumping on. Thanks, heaps.
No, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
There we go. That was our quick chat with Coen Wynne. And, oh, man, like I said at the end of that episode, Luke, that chat with Coen, the cool part was, playing for your country is addictive. I don't know, that was just really cool. And it was just awesome to see how passionate Coen is. Watching him pitch and stuff like that, he's a bit of a fiery dog. He's got a bit of that dog in him. But now, I just didn't expect him to give us as much as he did in that way. And it was oh, hang on, I don't know. It was awesome talking to him. I got more from that than I thought I would. It was sick.
Very in depth, right? And, very structured with the way he spoke about it. You can really hear the passion within his voice, talking about Sydney now, talking about Team Australia. He's got a huge next few months, as all these guys do. One, trying to prove himself to get back over there. He got a taste of it. And, he wants to get back over there and compete for a full season, just not a little 6-week stint this, like he did this year, which is a great opportunity, as you said, to kind of see what it was like, right? And now going back, he knows exactly what's at stake and what he needs to do. And I really hope he's one of those 10 that gets to go over there. And holy hell, if we get 10 Aussies over there, watch out, right? That'd be unbelievable.
That's awesome, man. Imagine that. Yeah. And I guess it just only makes the league stronger, right? They go over there, they get better, they come back, they get better. It's just, it just continuously gets better and better and better. But no, huge shout out to Coen. And of course, like I said to him, man, but hey, exciting 12 months ahead of him and all of us, really. I mean, we've got a pretty exciting period here. We're probably only 3-4 weeks now, maybe ish, away from the beginning of the ABL season. I know that I'm going to Bali the week just before the season starts, so you may miss an episode there, or who knows. But if you don't see us on your thing,
we don't miss an episode. I'm just going to fly solo. Just
really?
No, I don't know.
Maybe I can jump in if it's a bit grainy and there's a pool in the background. It's just
welcome back to the Bloop of the Blast podcast. I'm big sexy.
No, you're Husey. No, you've already stuffed it, mate. You've
I
already
might
stuffed it.
get a doll, just a doll.
Yeah.
Head over
Maybe we can I can just put I can do it off my phone and just put it at the bottom of the massage table, and you just see my head while I'm getting a massage in Bali.
What an
That's
episode.
perfect.
I love
There you go.
I reckon we can pull this off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Miss, I'll enjoy you doing a podcast in Bali. But anyway, we'll see.
It'll be right, and who knows? But anyways, it's not far away from the ABL season. I dead set thought I was going to miss round one, but also the Melbourne Aces, as we sort of briefly discussed before, they're actually flying out this week to head off to the Korean Fall League, and now that's going to be next week. As you hear this, it'll be the following week. So if any information there, go and check out the Melbourne Aces socials and all of that, because that's going to be an exciting thing to watch. See how they go over there in the KBO Fall League, and I'm sure Hughes will be watching it. And yeah, let's go and see. But if you want to go and find out more, go and check out the Melbourne Aces socials. Yeah. So also, Hughesy, let's go into our what happened, because in the big leagues, there's there's a little bit going on at the moment. Of course, my team, the Boston Red Sox, got eliminated. It's pretty sad. I actually haven't watched any baseball since. No, I lie. I watched a little bit, but yeah, the Yankees beat us, so there's that. But have you been paying attention to much of it, or
have I been paying attention? Of course I have, mate. It's a favourite time of year, personally, in October. Just seeing, the energy levels build. They play 162 games and it's long, but it just another level. Everyone goes to another level, right? And that Yankees Red Sox series, I know obviously Red Sox lost, mate, but what a series, and what a start by the young fella. Schlittler. I was going to say Schlittler, but Schlittler. I mean, 12 punchos, 8 innings. Aaron Boone sent him out for the 8th. I think the whole crowd just erupted when he did that, and he went out there and shows what a 6'7" guy can do, throwing 100 miles an hour with a 94-mile cutter. Right, it's amazing.
To be fair, it was a pretty cool story there. You had both rookies on the mound. It could have been. It was like a career-defining moment for either one of them, right? Like, it's just who's gonna come out and have that storybook sort of beginning to their career, because they're how old are they? Like in their 20s? They're like kids. So I don't know. It's cool.
Lockie Dale sent me a text and he goes, "How cool is this?" It's like the next wave of pitchers coming through. He goes, "This is the next Scherzer v. Kershaw." And I was like, you know what, dude? Like, you're probably right, and it was pretty cool to see it in, a playoff race. Obviously, the Yankees got through. They started off really badly up there in Toronto. Toronto's just beat them down for a couple of games. Today's game between Seattle and the Tigers was,
that was a good one.
It was a good game today. I know by the time we post this, it's probably going to be another couple of games being played, but a pitcher's due. Detroit come back tied up, and then obviously Seattle get up and win, right? So yeah, pretty cool.
Get up and win on the back of Dumper and J-Rod. Yeah, but that's a good.
The runner-up MVP. So it's good to see Judge getting some hits. He's copped a lot of flack over the last few years with the postseason and not getting many knocks and stuff like that. I still jump on socials and people still try to crush him, and feel for the big fella. Future now MVP, probably whenever they announce it in another month or so. But who else we got playing? We got the Cubs
got through.
Cubs Brewers.
Cubs got through, yeah. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, obviously, the Dodgers today, Ohtani comes out and just, I wouldn't say shoves. Definitely not shoves. He had quite a hard time of it. To me, watching that Dodgers game today, Ohtani making his first playoff start, and as Luke said, we're recording this on the Monday. You'll probably get this on Friday, Thursday. So we apologise, but Ohtani comes out and just basically says, "You're not gonna beat me. I'm just gonna keep pitching."
Well, in saying that, big fella, he did give up 3 spots.
He gave up 3, but he just kept going back out, going, "No. The guys will work it out. I just want to get out here and just I need to get this first win." So that was pretty cool. But
who we got going? So we got Snell v. Lozado, Minaga v. Ashby. Cubs Brewers. So day off for the other teams tomorrow. And then who else we got now? It's no pitches. Yeah, we got pitches. Mate, it's just amazing. I love October. I think, I know the Yankees are now 0-2. It's going to be tough to come back, right?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that happening. Like, to be fair, I didn't think the Blue Jays would come out and do what they've done in the last 2 days. So, wow.
I do think the series would be Dodgers Phillies. I still think that's going to be a great series. Overall, like the fields looked really good, mate. Really, really good. So, yeah, there's a little bit in there. Like, and obviously when Hernandez hit the bomb, he tips his pitches, he shows his whole glove, right, and you see the arm flashing out, and it was quite obvious, and a lot of people have talked about it. But until you make the change and stop doing it, players are it's a part of the game, relaying signs. And if you're going to be that guy that's going to give up, show the pitch what's coming, I'm all for it. Go for it, right? I love offense. We'll see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks. So, exciting times.
I'm excited. Baseball. I'm excited. That Phillies LA Dodgers series, they are two teams that I also genuinely like. So, like, for me, it's just like, oh, here we go. So, yeah, plenty of baseball out and around the traps. And, of course, the moment you've all been waiting for, Hughesy is going to announce the big giveaway. Drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a drum roll sound effect. Wait, I might. Hang on. Just a sec. Oh, no, it's this.
Crickets. How's that? So when I started the show, I didn't know what to say, so I just said it, and I thought I'll come up with something, but I don't want to just come up with something. I don't have anything. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to give away. I'd like some people to tell me what we should do to give away. I said the ABL should fly 2 people over to the WBC next year. I think that would be great if the ABL jump on board. They can co-sponsor it. They can sponsor it. Might talk to Willow, see what they can pull off, jump on the team flight, stay at the team hotel. That sounds like a great prize giveaway. If there's any sponsors out there want to jump on board and do anything.
For the boys, let's go.
We need some sponsors. And talking about sponsors, I did watch the State League show the other day and did see that you've got a little drink. That's cute. Little drink thing for
little drink bottles. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I'm sitting here going, we've been on this show for, second season. Haven't got anything for me. Haven't done anything like that.
I just thought you would enjoy your time with Big Sexy. I wanted to make them different, Luke.
How do we not have show? Do you know what? We do need some more sponsors too, right? We need some. We want to give people plugs. Whatever you got, or whatever you want to do, we'll give you a plug. I'm all open for it. So, let us know.
Do you want a drink bottle? I can get you a drink bottle.
Nah, I'll throw it in the bin. I'll so disappointed with you.
I'll take Singies off him, and I'll give it.
You should screenshot my message I sent you and then post it. That'd be great. I do want to get
that. It wasn't even that. It was the fact that you then just ghosted me for days. I was like, oh, he's really pissed at me.
Nah, but I'll put myself in the gun tonight. I'll put myself in the gun. I need to be better. I need to actually put some thought into this. I don't want it just to be anything too, right?
So that was the wrong one. Sorry. That's for me too.
I want better. Be better.
That's for both of us. Yeah, we both need to be better there. Hey, quick bit of intel here from a fan. I don't know how reliable this is, so don't quote me and I won't give you the source, okay? But the fan knows we appreciate it. Wrote in after our chat with Rickson, right? Watch out for his replacement at first in Adelaide. Leaves Sydney this weekend from what he tells me. Nasty. So two-way guy, just returned from college. Maybe not. Who knows? But there's a little scoop there. Don't quote me. And sorry if I've stolen anyone's exciting news, but that's, hey, two-way guys on the rise in the ABL. Also, I just do need to give a quick little shout out here to one of our YouTube followers. It is a funny name, Adriano Linjfeld. It's not that funny at all, but I thought I'd stuff it up. That's why I thought I'd stuff it up. Thank you so much. We have been getting more and more people subscribe to YouTube. It just depends on their privacy settings as far as if they allow us to see their name or whatever. But we appreciate all of our new YouTube subscribers. So thank you so much. And of course, Luke, we have had quite a few followers on the Instagram. Go and have a look yourself. We're up a little bit.
Should I give a tally right now? Where are we at? Give me a second.
We're up a bit. We've got a fair bit.
872.
Yeah, that's 20 or 30 in a week.
20.
Maybe 20, maybe. Yep. Can't remember, to be honest. But I mean, it's not as much. It's not as fast growing as the State League show, but that's all right. That's to be expected.
What's the State League show at? Here we go.
State League show on Instagram. Go and check it out.
442.
Wow, doing all right. Yeah, but
doing really good.
That's all right. it'll plateau soon, surely, you know?
That's really good, mate. No, congrats. I've been listening, and obviously Singy's one of my best mates. And no, it's great. You guys are doing great stuff, mate.
It's fantastic because I've now got 2 shows with guys that know a fair bit more about baseball. So I just sit here and just sometimes I don't even talk, and I just go, yeah, go for it. No worries. You guys just have a yarn. This is awesome. So, but hey, it's all here. So if you're listening to us on Spotify, go and check it out. It's going to be in your feed at Bloop Blast Podcast as well over on YouTube. Go and check it out there. You can watch the show. And if you haven't, go and check out at State League Show on Instagram. It's got an Instagram there. You can see all the shorts from that. If you haven't seen our socials, at Bloop Blast Podcast. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We even have a TikTok. So go and find the old TikToks that I gave up on like 6 months ago. Go and like them. And hopefully something goes viral and I have to open up TikTok again. But we appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you so much. My name's Big Sexy. He is Luke Hughes. Do you want to give it a little sign off, Hughesy? Give us a little like sayonara or something like, I don't know, deep drive. Like, I don't know, maybe just give us something, mate. Give us a
Adios, muchachos.
That's awesome. That's the best. That's going to be on the soundboard next week. We appreciate you for listening. Take care. Peace.
It's an old baseball saying, a bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast. Big Sexy, Luke Hughes.
Going back. This ball's